So Shumway announces cat agility drills. They have to run around the Kibby Dome and catch the feral cats. He says, if you can catch a cat, you can catch a run.
That's pretty good. Welcome to the Scafaci-verse.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Scafaci-verse. My name is Alan Gigax. I am here with
Anthony Scafaci.
Hell yeah, and it is time for more hot Scafaci-verse action.
I love it.
Hot dude, no, not dude, no.
Slow your roll there, bro.
Dude on listener action, wherein you are the listener and we give it to you good.
Oh my God. You know,
off the rails already. How about that?
Yeah, you know what? It's one of the things that I actually like about when you are kind of like the lead in.
Yeah, sure.
Is that I don't know what the hell you're gonna say, and neither do you.
Yeah, that is often true. I do not know what the hell I am gonna say because I'm trying to do like three things at once. You know what some other podcasts do? Because they're pussies. Yeah, is they edit. They put in all this stuff after the fact, and dude, fuck that.
Fuck all that.
Yeah, we bitches. Raw dog it here.
Goddamn right, dude. And I don't even know where this podcast has been.
That's right. And if you, if you want more of that hot, raw action, then you should subscribe. Make sure you click that subscribe button. Make sure you share it with a friend, rate the podcast, things like that.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and support our sponsors.
That's right. And so today our sponsor is
For Just the Tip.
Thank you. For Just the Tip is the Angry Dragon, home to the loudest stage and the best crowds in Revere. You'll get rocked so hard, it'll come out your nose.
All right. So I got a tip today, Al.
Okay.
I'm
ready.
This is a tip on the defensive side of the ball.
All right.
Okay, there's actual game.
Oh, a gameplay tip. How about that? That's new.
So, you know, a lot of people, they like to user is the word. They'll user the middle linebacker.
Okay.
Or user the
that's
safety.
what I do. Yeah.
Yeah, or user like a defensive end.
Hopefully I can learn from this tip because you beat my ass last time we played.
Well, look. So, one of the things is that if you are playing someone online, you do not know who they are actually using unless they move, right? Because most of the defensive players won't move unless prompted to do so.
Correct.
Okay? They'll just sit there.
Like before the snap.
Yeah, so like a defensive lineman, for example, one defensive lineman will not shift over on his own.
Right.
They will all shift at the same time.
Yep.
The linebackers will all shift at the same time. The corners and safeties will all shift at the same time.
I got to take a shift so bad.
Yeah, so if you are usering a defensive player, it is best to disguise yourself by not moving.
Agreed.
Right? Do not move before the snap. Just use the pre-snap movements to move yourself.
Right.
So you'll move the whole unit.
Right.
Right? So this way, it's harder for the offensive player to know where you're coming from because the user is capable of raising the level of the defense all by themselves just because they can use the stick, they can use the special moves.
Unless I am that user, in which case, if you figure out that I'm playing middle linebacker, all you have to do is throw a route to your tight end. That dude's going to be open.
Yeah, but a simple tip to just make yourself a little bit better is don't give away anything pre-snap.
Right.
You know, hide that stuff into the last second because most offensive players know where they're going with the ball before the play is snapped. And if you happen to be on that side of the football and they don't know it, boom, you step in front, you get an interception, or you can force a big play that you might not have gotten if you gave away where you were because most players will then just go away from you. And that's it.
All right, that's a good one.
Yeah.
All right, so now we're going to get into today's content, which is another reading from Coach Ra.
It's creative stuff.
It is.
Yeah.
All right, so at the last reading, we finished Chapter 8.
Okay, so do you know what, in the chronological order, is this the fourth reading?
This is our fourth reading.
This will be the fourth reading. So now we're really starting to get into the meat of the story.
Yeah,
here.
well, we're about to hit a big change because at the end of the last episode or the last chapter, Ra told Baphomet that he's got a plan for coaching the next season.
Is this? Oh, dude,
he's getting the crew back together.
Oh, dude, yeah,
the
I really
God
like
Squad.
This. All right, so for everybody out there who
Yep.
is listening to the Scafaci-verse podcast
Yep.
and is, you know, really enjoying these stories, make sure you listen in order. catch all the episodes in order so that you can just listen and you're up to date. And I really hope you guys enjoy this. This is Coach Ra.
Agreed. Yeah. So if you haven't listened to episode 3 of Coach Ra, you should go back and do that now so that you know where we are. And dude, before we go into it, there's going to be a bunch of new characters introduced because we got all these new gods, which means I got to come up with new voices. Yeah. And the most stressful one is, well, I guess we'll see when we get to it.
Yeah, dude. Good. Because
I don't know how I'm going to do it even now.
I don't have a script in front of me to help.
Yeah.
So good luck.
Thank you.
Yeah, and
maybe. All right, fuck it. Here we go.
Go.
Chapter 9. Ross stands at the head of a conference table in the coach's room at Utah A&M, trying to project an air of authority. Seated around the table are a collection of Ra's old friends, deities from around the ancient world. Ra gets things started. I know it's been a few thousand years since we all got together like this, so I figured we'd go around the table and introduce ourselves. Yahweh rises first, as the Lord of hosts and divine ruler of the heavens. In a booming voice, he pronounces, "To me, a day is as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years as one day." Quetzalcoatl, the feathered serpent god of the Aztecs, rises next. Good grief, Jefe. Already with this crap? Do you always have to be the center of attention? Ra steps in. Yeah, Yahweh, come on. We're going to go clockwise around the table. Ku was supposed to go first. Yahweh answers, way too loud. You shall have no other gods before me. Ku stands up and glares at Yahweh. He is a god of war. Mahalo, I am Ku, eater of islands. I come from Hawaii, and I help my people gain territory. I will do the same for Ra and his new ohana, the Goldies. It's the Gold Diggers, Ra corrects him. Turns out the M in Utah A&M stands for mining, and the A is for agriculture, which brings us to our next god. My name is Freyr, says Freyr humbly. I come from the Norse lands, and I'm responsible for agriculture. I really don't know how I'm supposed to help Ra, but it's great to see all you guys again. I'm not sure either, says Ra. You'll help with agriculture, so there has to be some sort of connection here. We'll figure something out. Up next is Vishnu, probably the most well-rounded Hindu deity. Vishnu rises. Hello. You guys probably know me best by some of my avatars. Krishna, Balarama, Vitoba, and Pete Davidson. Zeus busts in, out of turn. Pete Davidson is one of your avatars? Hey, can I smell your fingers? He leans across the table toward Vishnu. Ra tries to get them back on track. Let's save that for the after party. Zeus, you might as well go next. Zeus, okay, so I guess I've made my decision about Zeus because I can't do a Greek accent. And it turns out that pretty much all my foreign accents sound the same.
Dude, you should have just watched like My Big Fat Greek Wedding.
I tried that because I wanted to do, because Zeus is earnest, and I wanted to do like Balki Bartokamos from Perfect Strangers. But it just sounded like, to me, sounded just like Vishnu and, everybody else. And so, fuck it.
Hey, man, you got to roll with it.
Do you know what the Greek accent was like 3,000 years ago? No, you don't. No, fuck you.
Exactly. Yeah. I just know what it's like in, movies and stuff.
Well, right. That ain't this.
I used Russell Crowe as my...
Zeus leans back from Vishnu and proudly pushes out his chest. Hey, everybody, I'm Zeus. I'm the father to about 100 different prominent gods and demigods in Greece.
Zeus is from Texas.
He is. So I knew I needed like a charming voice, and so I went with like the Brad Pitt Western voice. So that's what in my head. So this go fuck yourself. That's what he sounded like. All right, you don't know. You can't prove it.
All right,
You can't prove shit. You don't know what the fuck they sound like.
You're right.
Yeah, eat a dick. All right, so I've been keeping to myself lately, thanks to a few restraining orders. But it turns out those orders aren't recognized in Utah, so I'm looking to have a good time while I'm here. Elohim told me this university is 56% women. So I'm liking my chances. All right, guys, Ross says, looking at the sundial on his wrist. It looks like we'll have to stop there. We have to clear out the conference room so the women's soccer team can use it. We'll get to know the rest of you later. Zeus raises his hand earnestly, and Ra nods at him. Zeus asks, did you say women's soccer? I'm going to stay if that's all right. All right, chapter 10.
Nice.
The next morning, the God Squad mills around the ROM, aimlessly, mostly talking to each other. The players slowly file in. Some begin stretching. Some throw footballs around. It looks like a few are napping. Ra oversees it all from atop a scissor lift, trying once again to project authority. Ku shouts up to him, Hey, coach, do you want me to do the kind with the offensive line? Sure, I guess, Ra says uncertainly. What do you mean, the kind? I watched some film from last year's games, and I read some reports on the freshmen. I noticed your right guard generally struggles against a 3 technique. I want to get him dipping his hips so he can bring a little more power. Ra shouts back down, I do not understand a word you said. Have fun, I guess. Work those hips. Ku gathers his players, and they begin drills in earnest. Ra looks over the field, counting off his coaches. There is a notable absence. Hey, Nira, Ra shouts, beckoning the god over to him. Do you know where Zeus is? Of course I do, Nira replies. I'm a messenger god. I can't deliver divine messages if I don't know where the deities are. Do you know where the fucking sun is, Ra? Nira smirks. Idiot. Ra laughs. You haven't changed a bit, Nira. Still as salty as the waters of the Persian Gulf. So, where is he? Zeus is over with the cheerleaders. He hasn't moved since they started warming up. I don't think he's even blinked. Fuck. Hold on, I just scrolled for no goddamn reason. Okay, he hasn't moved. Sounds about right. Please let the other gods know that we'll have to start practicing soon if we're going to win our season opener against Utah. Nira quickly slithers off, making his way around the ROM, and returns to Ra. What do they say? Nira reports, impersonating each god perfectly. Yahweh said, when you only saw one set of cleat prints on the field, that was when I carried you. Zeus ignored me. Pretty sure he didn't even hear me. Ku said, I am running a ball punch drill. Sounds painful, but his players were into it. Freaks. What about Vishnu? Nira responds, oh, he's manifesting as Krishna now. Says his pronouns are they, them. They said, we're fucking gods. This is a game for mortals. We can tear the stars from the sky. We can draw fires from hell itself. We can piss up a rope. I think we can handle the Utes. So, we're good then? Yeah, I guess we're good. Early the next morning, Ra is walking the halls of the Utah A&M athletic facility. The school's athletic director, Blake Hatch, has insisted Ra spend more time on campus and take a more active role in coaching his team. It is 6:55 a.m., fully 18 minutes before Ra must create the sun anew on the eastern horizon. Ra sees a flickering light ahead, coming from the film room. He is drawn to it like a moth to, well, a flickering light. Ra knocks on the door of the film room before opening it. Hello? He calls. Who's there? Oh, aloha, brother. It's me, Ku, your offensive line coach. Of course, Ku. What are you doing here? We have a big game coming up this week against the Utes, Ku explains. I want to make sure my guys are ready. Here, look at this play from last season. Ku gestures to a large screen and points with a laser. See how the linebacker comes untouched? Nobody picks him up because the guard and tackle are double-teaming the D tackle. The back is drifting right in his protection assignment, so the guard should have taken a stronger outside position, knowing there was right side help. This way he could release onto the blitzer. This whole scheme is Hamajang. Ra recognizes a few of the words out of Ku's monologue and latches onto them. Ku, I'm surprised at you. Listen to you. All this talk about double-teaming the D, comes untouched, releases onto the blitzer. You sound like Coach Bot 3000. He talks about dirty shit like that all the time.
Yeah, good old Coach Bot.
Ku's face lights up in amazement. You've talked to Coach Bot 3000? Ra gets uneasy. Yeah, sure, a couple times. The last thing Ra needs is for word to get out about his occasional visits to that dirty alley. It all makes sense now, Ku explains. Your first few wins, that was because of Coach Bot 3000. No wonder the team looks so sharp. That robot is a football genius. Ra, these other gods you've brought in couldn't coach their way out of an open can of Spam. I think I'm the only coach on the team who actually has run drills. If you want to win, you're going to have to bring back Coach Bot 3000.
Oh, that shit ain't happening.
Absolutely not. You know as well as anybody, all glory goes to the gods. Whenever something good happens, we, the gods, are supposed to get all the credit. But you sound just as bad as those assholes at college football game day, giving the credit to that walking pleasure vibe extremo. Ku backpedals a bit. Look, you don't have to bring him into the Hale. Just consult with him. Let him help with the game plan. Get him to... Ra shouts, cutting him off. You're fired! Get your luau-loving ass out of here.
That's good shit.
Ku stands up proudly, gathers his papers, and heads for the door. Good luck with the big game, Hale. You're going to need it. Koo looks up at the clock on the wall. Oh, and it looks like you've missed the sunrise. I wonder if the sun was able to find its way into the sky without your divine guidance. And he walks out the door.
It's fucking low blow.
Which does not hit him in his ample ass on his way out.
Nice.
Yep. Chapter 11. So, dude, he fired the one guy who knew anything. I wonder how that's going to bode.
Coach Koo is like the one really football-related god.
Deity. Yeah, exactly. That's why all the Samoans and Hawaiians are so great as offensive
linemen. Those guys
linemen.
are beefy, bro.
Yeah, exactly. It's all thanks to Coach Koo.
Yeah.
You know? All right. Chapter 11. Ra sits with his head on the bar at a Buffalo Wild Wings on the Celestial Plain. He is drowning his sorrows in his 5th B-Dubs Bloody Mary. Sports programming is on all the televisions. Baphomet sits next to him, sipping a peach Bellini from a half-eaten straw.
A lot of Baphomet fans out there, by the way.
Oh, dude, Baphomet. I love Baphomet. The bar audio is turned to ESPN as Kirk Herbstreit goes over yesterday's college football action. The Gold Diggers are 0-1 with a 26-14 loss to the hated Utes. Herbstreit opines, Utah A&M really came out flat in their opener yesterday. I don't think they gave it 110%. They're going to have to take it one game at a time and leave it all on the field if they want to win the Connie this season. It's maddening, Coach Ra complains to his buddy. He doesn't say anything meaningful, but it cuts so deep. Dude, Baphomet replies, your team looked like shit. Your quarterback threw 5 interceptions. Your running back went for 2 yards per carry. He takes another sip of his Bellini. The players really let me down, Ross says sadly. They failed to honor me on the field of battle, and still 0 statues and 0 blood sacrifice. Are you sure it's the players? 24/7 Sports put your roster about 20% improved over last year's. Of course it's the players. I'm not the one out there dropping balls and missing tackles. We'll agree to disagree on that one, Baphomet says, making peace. But hey, at least your offensive line looked good. Koo is amazing, isn't he? That guy really knows how to coach up some linemen.
Oh, shit.
I fired him, Ross says quietly. Baphomet spits out his Bellini. You what? I fired him, Ra repeats. The guy was a jerk. He was trying to make the rest of us look bad. And get this, he wanted me to bring back CoachBot 3000. Baphomet is astounded. How could Ra be this stupid? You fired him? Unbelievable! He was the only one of you who knew how to coach. Koo is a football legend. Koo is personally responsible for Jonathan Ogden, Larry Allen, Forrest Gregg, Art Shell, and Butterbean. Ra replies, I've heard of Butterbean. That guy's awesome. Remember when he beat the shit out of Johnny Knoxville? Ra laughs at the memory. Who the fuck are those other guys? Only the greatest lineman ever to lace up cleats. Oh, Baphomet adds, and he trained Hakuho Sho. The sumo? Who cares? Wrestling's fake anyway. Ra, sometimes I don't know why I still hang out with you. Look, I'm going to help you, but you're going to have to help yourself too. Take this book. Baphomet hands him the worn copy of Coaching Football for Dummies. This again? Ra says, annoyed. I've already been betrayed by the losers on my team. The athletic director is up my ass. My coaches are out of control. And you want to insult me? Baphomet pushes the book along the bar top toward Ra. Just take the book. It'll help. You have to start somewhere. Do you even know what a jet sweep is? A cleaning product? Baphomet shakes his head and laughs. That's right, Ra. A cleaning product. And the cover, too, goes between the top sheet and the comforter. Take the book. Ra takes the book. Later that day, Ra meets with his coaches for a post-game discussion. He is at the head of a conference table, and the mood of the room is decidedly sullen. He addresses his staff. Gods, things on Earth have changed a lot over the past few thousand years. We used to hang out down here all the time, and we were a big part of people's lives. You all know the level of worship we used to receive. People were quick to give us the credit for anything they didn't understand, which was most things. They feared us when things went wrong. It was a glorious time, but the world is different now. Zeus chimes in earnestly. It is different. Have you seen the clothing these women call leggings? Mm-hmm. They're wonderful. I could see every curve, every jiggle, yet the fabric smooths everything out. It turns rough marble into polished marble. Soft, squeezable marble. What a time to be alive.
Fucking Zeus.
Yeah,
Man.
he's got a one-track mind. Yeah, fair point. Rock and seeds. Some things have changed for the better, but for the gods, for us, it's probably the worst time in human history. The fastest-growing religious affiliation is none, and more people claim to be spiritual but not religious. Vishnu is attending the meeting incarnated as Krishna. They add their 2 cents. I'm fine with those people. All those people who worship other gods with deep faith are really worshiping me, even if they don't know it. Atheists, though, fuck them. Right in their stink hole. I mean, obviously gods exist. Here we are. Yahweh addresses Krishna. Actually, I am the one true God. Believers are like blind men feeling an elephant. They feel the leg and think it is a tree. They feel the tusk and think it is a spear. But together, their wisdom leads them to me. You're really going to actually me with a parable from the Rig Veda? Krishna objects. That's my holy book. When they get to the elephant's trunk, Zeus adds, laughing, they're actually feeling my cock. Zing! Ra lets out a long sigh. This meeting is about as productive as I expected. Our next game is a home game against the Idaho Vandals. They're absolutely terrible. Maybe we can get a win against them, and I can get athletic director Hatch to lighten up a bit. Practice starts in 10 minutes. Let's head out. Okay, but I have to leave early, Zeus says. The women's soccer team starts practice at 11:30, and Stacy will be there. She waved at me yesterday. Your boy Zeus has still got it. Who the hell is Stacy? Quetzalcoatl asked. She's a total smoke show. She has to be the most beautiful mortal I've ever seen. Even better than Helen. Well, bigger tits anyway. Good for you, Zeus, Ra patronizes. Now can we please focus on football for a little while?
Dude. All right. So first, dude, we covered a lot of ground in this in this reading here.
Yeah.
Right? We're now into the God Squad.
Yep.
Right? Dude, you nailed a lot of those voices, man. I'm
trying.
It. You're better than I am at it.
Yeah.
But we also got Stacy.
Right. This is the introduction of Stacy. This is the first mention.
Stacy, right? Who will play a bigger part in the story down the road. We got some good classic Zeus. I knew the elephant trunk line was coming. I thought that was great.
Yep, definitely.
Yeah, overall, man, it's a great episode. The book is humming along. You're doing a great job. And I think it's great that you're reading it on the show. I think our audience is really going to love it. And I hope they stick with the story. But yeah, we got to get now to wrap this thing up. And we got to get to today's primary sponsor. Do you have a sponsor for us?
I do. This episode is brought to you by Deep Dick's Fishing Bar, the only waterfront bar on Storm Lake that offers fishing right from the bar. Mention the Scafachiverse podcast to your server, and if you catch a fish before your first drink arrives, the drink is on the house. There's nothing quite as nice as enjoying a good meal with your rod in your hand. Even Mom loves Deep Dicks.
And now you can get to-go orders there, so you can take home a bag of dicks.
Yeah, get a bag of dicks. That's it.
All right. Well, for Anthony Scafaci, for Alan Gigax, this has been a balls deep production of the Scafachiverse podcast. We are out.